Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to just do an example of a typical maiden flight for those that are new to this hobby. You've watched my other videos on how to set up your radio. I suggest that you put your ATI GPS on this switch and you change the order of these switches and get rid of the 3D mode here completely, and you change this to GPS, ATI in the middle, and return to home. And also highly suggest that you switch this, because it's unused in this helicopter, to GPS and ATI mode, because ATI mode can save you quickly should you have any compass errors in GPS mode. So if you're in GPS mode and you're flying happily along and suddenly the chopper starts wandering all over the place, just flick it to ATI mode and it'll calm right down and you can land it. So to take off for your very first time, look, I would hope that you've done some practicing on a simulator, at least to get a little bit used to the stakes. And while I wait for the wind to die down, once you've got your GPS, you'll rotate the helicopter once or twice to make sure that that is locked. If it starts flashing orange, that means there is a compass issue. Then bring your laptop and recalibrate it here at the field. Now I've done all that already and we have a good GPS signal. So to take off for your very first time, make sure you have a nice big place like this. Don't do this in your backyard, please. You're going to hold the sticks down, count to 3, flick it to run. It'll speed up, you'll hear it get to a maximum RPM, and there'll be a slight change in tone as it comes back down a fraction. Then you know you're ready. Running, you'll give a little, about from halfway point, about a third up. Don't give it full up, the thing will rocket into the sky, so don't do that. Just give it a third up. It will jump a little bit, but don't stress, don't panic, and it'll just hover there. So I will try and give you some quick exercises, just waiting for this wind to calm down just a fraction more. Okay, so here we go. Activate, 1, 2, 3, hit the run switch. The tail will start first. Listen for the pitch change. We're in GPS mode. There we go. We'll give it a little bit of up, and there she'll hover. Okay, it is a bit windy now, so don't worry, try and pick a wind still day. We're in GPS mode. Okay, but I just want to show you, so I'm going to go up a little bit. If it starts flying away, just flick it to ATI mode and just bring it down and land it. Okay, I am fighting the wind a little bit here now at the moment. That's why I'm giving it a bit of up, a little bit of forward, I should say. Okay, so for your first exercise, I'll stick it back into GPS mode, which is here for me. So there we are. Don't fly it 100 meters high. Get it about eye level and a nice distance away from you, about 10-15 meters. Now I'm here close to the trees because it's the direction of the wind, so don't fly towards the trees. I would rather than fly over here. For your first few things, just give it a little bit of left. We have a wind issue. I'm just going to go back to so for your first few movements, okay, it's very windy now, give a little bit of left like this, okay, a little bit of right, just like that. Don't get crazy. Little bit of left. Now don't worry, you are in GPS mode, so if you let go, it'll just hover. I'm just going to step away from the trees a little bit. Okay, I'm just demonstrating this in ATI mode because in GPS mode for me it's just a bit too wobbly, but just to show you the example, I'll flick to GPS here. So it is there. This is not the ideal day to be flying. So I'm just going to do this in ATI mode, okay, but you'll be in GPS. So keep it fairly low to the ground. Don't go be doing all of this sort of stuff, because you will most certainly crash. And once you've flown 2 or 3 batteries, I would say, just doing this, a little bit of this, maybe try a little circle like this. Okay, now I'm just using this one stick here. I'm not even touching the rudder. I'm just rotating this slightly like this. Once you're confident with that and you're on your 3rd, 4th battery, go ahead and start turning it a little bit. Now I'm just putting some rudder input. Hover it a bit like this. Get used to the left and right. Okay. And then when you've got that confident, turn it the other way. Don't go all the way, because that'll be quite confusing. Go about 2/3, or yeah, just like that. That's just perfect. Just like that. You just hover a little bit like that. Okay, you just try and keep it in one spot. You try and move it around. Okay, you are in GPS mode, so everything's good. Just move it around like this so that your eyes can get used to the visuals of the helicopter. Okay, we're not going to be doing all sorts of weird things, because you'll most certainly not have a pleasant day. So once you've got that sorted, then go ahead and rotate it completely. Now you're still in GPS mode, so this is just for your eye to get used to it. Okay, so if you let go, it'll just hover there, just like that. When you're ready, turn it the other way around. Get used to that, but never ever, please, take your hands off the sticks by standing there and getting a friend to take a photo of you with you holding the radio and nobody's flying the helicopter. That is the most ridiculous thing that you could do. So please don't ever do that. Always have your hands ready, because these are not toys. I'm just going to go back to ATI mode. Now in attitude mode, it just doesn't have position hold. That's all that it doesn't do, but it does everything else. So it's got altitude, you can see. I hope that the radio isn't shot. See? It just doesn't have position hold. So that'll be your next step. After you've flown 3 or 4, 5, 6 batteries, then if you take my recommendation and you put your ATI switch here, not reaching over here, but just here, then you can flick it to ATI. Let's say you're at a bit of a height. You flick it to ATI, take control, get used to the fact that it's drifting a little bit. If you get flustered, just flick it to GPS. Did you see that movement? It just flipped just like that. Okay, I hope that the radio isn't shot. So I'll demonstrate that again. You're in GPS mode. You flick to ATI. Just find a wind still day. If you get a little bit flustered, just flick it like that to GPS and it'll just sit there for you. Alright. I'm just going to go back to ATI now. There. After you've flown 4, 5, 6 batteries, go ahead and try some circuits. In other words, a little bit like that, a little bit like that, a little bit like that, and if you get lost, just let go and it'll just sit there, just like that. You see? So these are very easy in that sense. And once Once you're on your 10th battery now you're feeling a bit more confident. Don't forget, if you want to do a coordinated turn, left and rudder at the same time. Okay, you can't just give left aileron. That's just all that's gonna do is make it go sideways. You see, it's not gonna turn, even if you're in forward flight. So let's say you're flying forward. I'm just going to bring it a bit closer. So you're in forward flight and you push forward and you give aileron, it's just going to go sideways. It won't turn. You have to add some rudder to it for it to turn. But that all takes practice. So here's a nice example of a coordinated turn. Okay, I've got a lot of wind here, so it's gone a bit sideways. So guys, I recommend that you just follow these steps slightly as best you can. Please fly in an open field, ideally like that. I'm just facing the other way because the wind is coming from that direction. And then before you know it, you'll be flying happily. Here's just a quick example of a GPS flyaway. We call it a GPS flyaway because we're in GPS. But what's actually happening is the compass detects some errors and it doesn't know where north, south, east, west is. So I'll demonstrate. I'm in GPS mode here. Okay. You're flying happily along or you're hovering and it suddenly does this. You don't know where. Don't fight it. You're not going to win. Okay, I'm just going to bring it back here. I'm still in GPS mode. So if it does do that, if it just decides to do this, flick it to ATI, let go. Okay, and then calmly bring it down and calibrate your compass. I'll try and demonstrate that one more time. So you're in GPS mode here. Okay. And suddenly it does this or this. Just let go and flick to ATI. You see that switch is so handy here. It's not going to go anywhere. It'll just, well, the wind is bringing it back to me now. I'm not even doing anything. But please keep your sticks, please keep your fingers on the sticks. Don't be a hero and show your friends how you can fly this thing with no hands. Because you're not actually flying the helicopter, the computer's flying the helicopter. So, happy days and happy flying. Also landing, keep your finger on this off switch, okay? And just as you hit the ground, you flick it, you kill the motor, just like that. And there we go.